Hi guys, it's Janet with RemarkablyCreated.com. In today's One Take Wonder video, I want to show you a couple of really fun ideas for altering this beautiful 1/4-inch organza ribbon. This 1/4-inch organza ribbon is found in the 2018 Stampin' Up! Spring catalog. So let's look at a few samples before we go ahead and get started. So this sample here was created with Petal Passion, my favorite bundle in the spring catalog. This one here is with one of the celebration sets that you can choose free with purchases during this month. And this is the beautiful Peacock. Here we have a very simple, elegant black and white. And later on this month, I will also show you some ribbon flowers with the organza. Today I kicked off 14 days of love, 14 days of counting down till Valentine's with Valentine's and blog candy over at RemarkablyCreated.com. And this is how we kicked it off. And then last Sunday during Facebook Live, I featured Charming Cafe, and a sweet little card here uses Charming Cafe. So one of the reasons why I am featuring and showing you all of the fun stuff with this organdy ribbon is because every month I give my customers a free gift with purchase. And there are two ways to shop with me. One of them is online using a host code, and the other one is by emailing me your orders. I know not everybody likes to shop online, and so you always have the option of emailing me. And so this month it will be the organdy ribbon. So I wanted to make sure you had lots of fun ideas for using it when you receive your ribbon after shopping with me. The very first way that I'm going to show you is using the Stampin' Blends. The Stampin' Blends have two tips, a bullet point and a brush tip, and they are all alcohol based, which means that they're going to dry fairly quickly. The very first way that we're going to use them is I'm kind of keeping this on its side to preserve the tip. I don't need the tip for what I'm doing. I'm not doing any fine work. I'm simply just brushing color on. Now I can go ahead and only do one side if I'm simply going to kind of add ribbon in this fashion to a project. If I'm going to be doing loops and everything and I want my ribbon to be consistent, then I would flip it over and I would color the other side. Now, if you're not worried about consistency and kind of like the two-tone or variegated look, then again, you don't need to color both sides. But the alcohol markers do dry very, very quickly, so they are a great choice for altering this ribbon. Our Stampin' Blends are in light and dark color combinations, and you can see here all of the beautiful effects that you could get just by owning a roll of white organza ribbon. So look at that. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so let's keep playing. Let's look at another option. Another type of marker that Stampin' Up! Carries are our Stampin' Right markers. And just like the Stampin' Blends, these have two tips, a 0.5 bullet tip and a brush tip as well. Although these are not alcohol based, you are going to need to allow them to air dry. Just like with the Stampin' Blends, I'm just kind of laying it on its side to preserve that tip for more fine detailed work. How long it takes it to air dry is going to totally depend on how saturated you make this ribbon, so how intense you apply that color. Also, again, things like, are you doing both sides? Other variables that might come into play might be the heat in your room, the humidity in your room. So again, just applying that ink to both sides. Let me just finish this so I have this piece of ribbon to work with. Now, if you are like me and you're a little impatient and you're coloring this ribbon because you have a project in mind and you want to use it right now, another option for you is Stampin' Up's Heat Tool. Has two settings, a high setting and a low setting. And just switch it to low and then gently heat that, and then you'll have it to use a little sooner than allowing it to air dry. So then yet another way of coloring this ribbon, and oops, good thing I have another roll handy, is with our Wink of Stella. The Wink of Stella is a glitter brush. You've got glitter here in the chamber, and you're just simply going to brush on that glitter. It's hard to see out there, but it is adding a nice shimmer and shine. And one of the other options that you would have would be to, and it's almost empty. Here in Pennsylvania, we would say it's almost all, but I could put this big old blob of Wink of Stella on, hold my brush, and pull it through. And again, that's going to add a little bit more intense glitter to it. And it's going to give you this really pretty platinum ribbon. So that's another option for you for altering that ribbon. So then let's look at yet another way of altering this ribbon. So I have here one of our classic Real Red ink pads. We'll go ahead and we'll open it up. We're going to use a dauber, and the dauber is really strictly to keep your fingers clean. So we're going to take the ribbon and we're going to lay it across that ink pad. And then we're going to take the dauber and we're going to just lightly put a little bit of pressure on the ribbon. And all it's doing is kind of holding that ribbon against the ink pad, and real gently. You don't need to mush it in, just real gently. And then you can just gently pull that ribbon through, and you can flip it over and do the other side. In addition, you can run it through a few times, adding more ink to it as you go, and saturating that ribbon as dark as you would like it to be. Now, like the Stampin' Write markers, this is a classic ink, and you will need to let it air dry. Or again, you can use the heat tool on low setting to go ahead and dry that ink. So then let's show you one last one. I was sitting here working at my station here, my little craft station, and I noticed something on my desk, and I thought to myself, I wonder if that will work. And sure enough, it did, and I can't wait to create cards with the ribbon that I created. So that'll be next on the agenda. But let me show you the idea that I had and the ribbon that I created. And then you're going to have to come visit my blog and come visit me on Facebook to see the finished versions. So here I've just taken and I've stretched a piece of organdy ribbon. I'm using white cardstock because I want the leftover paper. I don't want to waste what I'm getting ready to do. So I've chosen to use white cardstock. What I'm going to work with is I have our brusho, and let's see, I'm just going to pick a couple of spots in here to add just dry brusho, and let's go with yellow this time. And I'm going to add some yellow in between those other pats. I am adding a little bit more than I normally would add on just like a card, but I am trying to saturate this ribbon, something that's a little bit like the fabric, so a little bit more porous. I have a Stampin' Spritzer, and just like you would on a card, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to add that water to it. Now, as I look at it, I can kind of see, well, there's a little spot there. Maybe I don't want white showing. I could add more color, or maybe I think, oh, that's too much yellow there. Maybe I want to come back in with a third color. So you've got options by, adding more powder, wetting it, more power, wetting it. And then you just simply want to let it air dry. And what's going to happen, let's pull one in that I did ahead of time for you. What's going to happen is that you're going to end up with this really fun tie-dyed ribbon. It just has all kinds of fun potential for your crafting projects. And of course, you're left with this really cool background piece that you're going to be able to do some neat cards with. Or maybe that is the card and then you have ribbon that looks just like your background. So there you can see where I've got this really fun tie-dyed piece of ribbon. And so you've got some cool effects there. Let's pull in a couple others. So here's one that's kind of oranges and yellows. Here's another one that was blues and yellows. Somewhere I have one that has some greens in it. A little bit more green. And again, it's going to always look a little bit different depending on the powders and the way that you put them in order. So lots of fun possibilities for you playing with brusho. So then just as a quick review, ways that you have of altering this beautiful 1/4 inch organza, at least in this video today, there'll be more throughout the month, is of course Stampin' Blends, which is alcohol based and will dry the quickest. The Stampin' Write works great. Using your ink pads, using your Wink of Stella, and then we just saw how much fun it is with the brusho to create tie-dyed ribbon. So make sure that you use the links in the YouTube description below so that you can come visit me. You're going to want to check out every day in February up until Valentine's, so the first 14 days. As I showcase some fun Valentines as well as give blog candy away. In addition, you're going to want to use the link so that you can find out about how to order through me so that you can enjoy this beautiful organza ribbon as my customer appreciation gift this month of February. I love ribbon, so I thought it was the perfect gift during this month of love. So thank you guys so much for watching this video with me today. Have a remarkable day and God bless you.